Alok, on the term insurance side, the survey comes up with something very interesting. It says, as you go up the ladder on age, the term insurance is actually increasing. And that's strange, right? Because the younger you buy it, the much cheaper it is. How would you explain that? Is it that, again, we talked about this earlier, that, perhaps when you're in your 20s, when you can actually get it very cheap, you're not thinking of protection.
True.
And it's only by the time you hit your 40s, as your survey says, the percentage suddenly jumps, because I think at that time is when you've suddenly got responsibilities, you've got young kids perhaps, and you want to suddenly think insurance. Whereas the cost, could be almost a multiple if you were to buy it at 20 versus 40.
Absolutely. I think obvious insurance is an event-based purchase. While you keep on seeing events happening to your families, you still believe that when the event happens to you is when you need to purchase it. So as your age moves up, you have various events, you get married, you have children, then you may have some health issues, etc. You have a salary moving up. So you generally wait till an event happens. This is what is seen in life insurance, that there are 7 to 8 events in a person's life. Every event causes them a prompt to purchase another insurance. When you're a millennial and you're not educated, or you're not in a job right now, in any case, first jobbers are more interested in getting their salaries going up and getting experiences. They don't look at the event of retirement. They come back and say, "Abhi to 2 saal hue yaar. Why are you making me think about retirement?" It's not a very positive conversation in their mind, because they are right now in the frame of enjoying life. So insurance companies, I believe, have to change their narrative. You can't make a young guy who's 30 years old start thinking about retirement, which is going to happen 40 years later. So we ourselves have to change the narrative, which is now start participating in life conversations than in death conversations. Life insurance is about death management, etc. Now that's going to happen to everybody. So therefore it's a fact. Having said that, it's also the biggest myth. A disease and death is the biggest myth. It always happens to somebody else. It doesn't happen to you. So therefore you don't move into that conversation. So we have to get into a health and a fitness conversation with the millennial and with everybody, such that they start participating in the ecosystem, and we have to participate in the same ecosystem. Then they will become more aware. You can't force a conversation of death or retirement on somebody who's very young. You have to force a conversation, or get into a conversation which is more about participating in the health ecosystem, in the fitness ecosystem, in the happiness ecosystem. The insurance companies have to move away from the death to the happy conversation. That will help millennials participate, and therefore they will realize the understanding that if you buy it today, you can buy it much cheaper, and don't worry about the future, but still at least save yourself for the future. So I have this concept of something called insurance is a plan B. Like in businesses, we all have to have a plan B. Like you have a plan B, even an individual should have a plan B, and hope that plan B doesn't need to happen. But provide yourself for a plan B. We all do provisions, provide yourself. And the insurance is a provision that if something were to happen, you will be taken care of. So there's a famous Hindi movie called Main Hoon Na. That's what I believe insurance is, Main Hoon Na. In fact, I have a small limerick on this one. The first Hindi movie I believe in, links to the story, is Lakshya. It's a goal. And then you come back and say the Shah Rukh Khan movie Kal Ho Na Ho, which is the eventuality. And finally you come back and say Main Hoon Na. So I think insurance has to play that role of participating in the happy conversations, not only in the death conversations, and therefore in the happy conversation you get the millions involved. And that's how this will solve itself. It will take time. It's improving. I don't say it's not improving, but still there's a long way to go. In fact, our survey said the same thing. There's a long way to go for millennials on the protection side.